Hello? Is someone there? Hey guys, my name is Sari, but you might know me by my other name, which is the Muse of Nightmares. I'm here to take over Babby's booktube account today so that she can go do other stuff while I'm here to help her out. Oh guys, I don't even think I can do Sari a whole video. I don't even think I can do her well. I might be able to look like her, but I don't think I can be her. She is just too badass and awesome for me to impersonate her. But I tried. I don't know if it is as good as it could be. I tried. I just had a lot of fun, and when I saw that Sari had red hair, I was in. I can never do anything because most of the time when I do cosplays, it's like I've still got the red hair that isn't the same as someone who's got the blonde or the brown hair, and my hair colour is not as apparent as it can be in most stories. But I'm really excited because today I'm going to be doing a book review for Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor, where Sari comes from. This was an amazing whimsical read for me. Like, it was just so good, and I didn't expect what I got in this book. Like, the summary is very, very vague with this book, and it's very like confusing, so I got into this book not really knowing what's happening, and I got something totally different from what I expected from the weird ass summary. But definitely a magical book. Don't just go into it without knowing anything about it, because it's a very good way to read it. And I just gotta say, the description and the writing was so beautiful from Laini Taylor, and it's just a great book, and that's all I'm gonna say without spoiling it, because it's like anything you can say about Laini Taylor's books can be a spoiler. So from this point on, I'm going to get into my spoilery reviews, because I'll try and explain how I feel about this book. And yeah, so if you haven't read the book, you might want to go away. You got to see a snippet of my makeup here today. But yeah guys, so let's get into this review. Now, this book was a solid 4 stars for me, but the reason that I couldn't give it more was because I was so confused and I sort of really didn't know what was happening. I just felt like, even though Laini Taylor's description is beautiful and really well written, it's just there was too much, and I just couldn't really get what the plot was doing and what the characters were doing. Like, I knew, but I didn't, so I was just confused. And there's a lot of names for things and a lot of history that was just kind of really didn't understand. Like, why were these gods and goddesses there? Why was this happening? Why was Weep doing whatever? Why was it just was very confusing for me, and like they kept trying to explain it and I kept getting more confused, and I'm just like, I don't know. I really don't know. So even though I'm trying to read it and get through it, it was just very hard, and because of that it made it a very dense read. So I was trying so hard, like if you saw in my wrap up video, so hard trying to make sure I read this and got it done and did everything I needed to, but I just couldn't. It was just so freaking hard trying to get through this book, and I just was pretty happy that I did finish it on the last day of the last month, but just, mate, it was too much going on, and I was like, whoa. I guess I'll just try and give you some of my thoughts of the things that did happen in this book that did confuse me a lot, but I still enjoyed. So first we'll go on to Laszlo, or if that's how I say it, Laszlo and Sari is I think how you say it, or Saria. Sorry, it's just confusing names. Like, I don't even get it. Like, what the hell? Laszlo was a really interesting character, and I related to him so much for the fact that he just reads all day and doesn't see the daylight and doesn't do anything. Like, really like to that aspect of him, because it's like, yes, books are the best thing ever. You want to live in a library and never come out, but I did like the fact too that because he's lived in a library his whole life, like even though he looks like a brute, like that's something that they keep putting in the description, that he looks like a brute and he broke his nose when he ran into a book, and you know, he just looks scary, but he's not actually that like really physically. And like as he's going along his journey to Weep and through everything, he got more muscle and physical and everything. Like, that was cool. But it's just funny having this character that's not an army fighting dude. He doesn't know how to hunt, he doesn't know how to build things. Like, he knows the theory of how to do things but not the actual practicality of it. So that's really interesting, watching his development going from someone who just read it in a book to actually living it. And I loved his dedication to Weep. Like, it was the best thing watching him like research, and then after, when he was 5 years old, like the name of the actual city to leave and it became Weep, he was just so invested in the story, and it was just the best thing ever reading about his dedication. Oh my god, Nero pissed me off, right? Because at first I was thinking, oh, they'll have this great friendship where Laszlo will like help him with his work and everything, and he did help him, and then like a couple years later Nero just comes in like, I'm gonna steal all your work, girl, and I'm just like, ugh, I was so mad. Like, he stole his life's work, and Laszlo was so crushed that someone was reading everything that he made, because he just wrote in all these journals and made so many volumes of what he found out. And I hated it too, because then like the citizens of Weep, like the big commanding like the army there, they're called the Tazazis or something like that, they came to the city that Laszlo's in, and then Nero's all like, yeah, when I was 5 I remember when this happened, and my whole life I've been researching it, and Laszlo's just like And it was so annoying because then they wouldn't let him audition to go with them to go fix up Weep, and it was so mean. And then I loved it though when Lazo pushed through everyone. He's like, I just, and started speaking in their language, and he got himself a position, and it made Nero look so bad because Lazo was like, I know the way to speak, I know the everything, and I'm just like, yes, like seriously, Lazo in that moment was the best thing ever. But I just felt so bad for him with that, and I was just like, ugh. And I did like that as the journey in the book continued. I like Lazo's like getting involved into everything and how they accepted him. Like he was like, they call them like a Favajas or something, that means just like not them, like the humans, like people that aren't from Weep and people that are from Weep, they're like different and kind of thing. But I really liked the way that they accepted him, and he was the one that they liked most, and he was always trying to help and do the good things, and it was just like, yes. Yes, Lazo, love you. The other character though is Sari, and we don't know anything about her like coming into the book, and it just sort of started appearing as a first chapter in her point of view, and I was just like, who is this? What's going on? And then you find out that they're blue, and then you find out that she got red hair, and then she finds out that she's the Muse of Nightmares, and just, it was really cool watching that development and finding out more about her and finding out that she's living in this big citadel thing, and then you find out that the reason everyone's going to weep is to get rid of this citadel thing, and like 15 years ago the gods and goddesses like that, it's really horrific that they kind of plagued the city of Weep, and they would take girls and rape them and impregnate them to keep getting more and more gods out there, and it's just like, oh my god. So this character Errol Fan, who was the god slayer, he killed them all, including all these children, and he thought he killed his own child because he was taken up there well, and this like Isagora, who is like the maid, like was one of the bad ones, took him, and Sari is actually like his daughter, and he thought he killed her, and he's had this guilt racking him for so many years, and he's like had all this stuff, and he like can't be here with his wife because Ila Fan and Azarine got married when they were younger, and they were only together for 5 days before he was taken, and then she was taken later on, and I'm just like, mate. So like it was really sad seeing all this development and what happened to all these characters, but it's like also really bad too as the women that were taken, that were raped and impregnated, when they had their babies they were taken back down and they had their memories wiped, so they knew something had happened but they just didn't know what, and it was just really sad for them to have to go through this, but then knowing there's this hole in their heart. Yeah, with Sari is like how she is the son of the God Slayer, so he like sort of figures out that she's alive, and it's really sad because they all think this big citadel thing is just up there, no people up there, but 5 of the gods were saved. Minya, she saved, like she grabbed 2 of the toddlers and grabbed 2 of the babies and rushed them all to this place where they could be safe. She can control the dead, but because of all this power that she used to save them, she hasn't been able to age, so she's been 6 years old for like 15 years while all the other gods and goddesses aged, and there's 4 girls and 1 boy, and it like I like the dynamics and the family relationships with them, and because of Minya's powers you could actually use the ghosts and they would do the housework and clean and get them food and look after them and stuff, which was really nice. And I just really liked the whole aspect too with the gods and goddesses, how they all have different powers. So like Feral, who is the male, he can control storms, and then you got Ruby who can control fires, and then you got Sparrow who can grow stuff. So that's all really interesting powers. One thing that I didn't like about the gods and goddesses though is like why did Feral and Ruby have this weird relationship? Like I just wasn't for it. She's only like 15 and he's older, and he's got this like, he was always joking around saying I'm going to marry all 3 of you, but he's sort of serious being like, oh I have to be with one of you kind of thing, and I'm just like, no, I don't like this relationship. I just didn't feel it, and I never saw him with Sari, but it was really sad too, is he's like, it would have been Sari, Sparrow, then Ruby, but the Ruby's the one that he's with, and I'm just like, no, it's a bit odd, but I just didn't like that aspect, and I hope I don't keep seeing more of it, but I probably will. I also like Sari's power too, where she has moths that she can like, she opens her mouth and screams out these moths, and she goes to the citizens of Weep and then she puts them all on them and like goes into their dreams, and for so many years because of the horror that like they went through, is she gave them really severe nightmares. So she is known as the Muse of Nightmares, so that she goes around and tormenting people, but then one day she goes into Lazo's dream and she puts this on her face because this is the way her mother looked. So she only did it once, but I'm still counting myself as sorry because of the moths, but her mother was just like a horrible person, so this is what she wore, like her arm band, her eye band of gonna go kill people. But yeah, one day she goes down to Lazo and goes into his dreams and he can see her, and it was just such a great like way to watch that relationship grow, because it's like they never actually meet each other until the end where she dies. So it's like but I liked the development and how they could control each other's dreams, and how she eventually found a way to sleep in his dreams, and just the romance that blossomed and the love, and how Lazo has never done anything with women before because he's only lived in the library, and Sari has never done anything before, so it's very new and fresh, and they get to discover each other and have a lot of fun, and then everything kind of goes to shit at the end, but like it was really beautiful watching that. Now, a few things that I want to talk about is that I totally saw it coming that Lazo was going to be one of the gods and goddesses. Like, I mean, firstly, he's like an orphan that's getting brought in and he had this grey skin, so that's just his skin changing colour. Then they've got this stuff about like all these babies that are getting taken away and pushed away, and then he's like, the way he reacts to this metal, because his power is to move like this metal that Citadel's made of, and then he turns into a god, and it's just like so many little elements that brought it in, and I'm just like, come on, don't you see what is happening? Like, it just kept getting to me because I'm like, come on, it is totally him, and it's just ugh. And even Nero figures it out before he does, and then he's like moving the Citadel because this guy who is a horrible person blows it up, and then all this stuff happens, and then Sari falls off. And that's another thing that gets me, is you know that she dies from the prologue. Like, what the hell? It talks about this blue figure that falls from the sky and gets impaled, and there's moths all around her, and then when you find out that she's a muse of nightmares, she's like, she dead. She dead. You feel it coming. And I was just so mad, and then she dies, and then Lazo goes to get her, and then Minya brings her back as a ghost, and she can control the ghost, and it's really sad because he's like, well, we only ever loved each other in dreams, so you being a ghost isn't going to be that different. And they were like, we're together, and then Minya's like, you're going to do everything I say because, you know, I'm going to kill her if you don't, because she has such hate and horror against the people of Wheat, what they did to her ancestors and stuff. So she is so hateful, and she's always getting started to do things, that she's so manipulative for this little front of a kid. She annoyed me so much. I just want her to die, but she probably doesn't need to die. But like, literally, she just wanted to kill everyone and wouldn't listen to Sari or any of them at all, ever. And it's just, I hate that what she's done to Lazo now, and I'm just like, damn it. And just like another theory that I've had in the book that I know can't be possible was I kept feeling like Azarine was Lazo's mother, but then I'm just like, no, the timeline doesn't work because she was still up there when it happened with the 15 years and the babies were down. Like, and he's like 20 and it only happened 15 years ago and everything was going on. But I just have this feeling, I just can't let it go, that she is his mother, and it's going to be a really interesting situation because she's grown to know him, but then she's going to figure out that this is her son who is a godgrave, and when she gave birth to the baby she didn't want it near her. I really wanted this to happen, but it's just the times aren't going to work. But if it does end up working, I'll be like, saw it coming. And I also really love too that at the end when Elefant sees that Sari died, he just breaks down and starts crying and then lets Azarine hug him and lets it all in. Like, he hasn't cried for like 20 years or something because of what happened, and then he just breaks down and everything goes wrong, and I'm just like, my heart is breaking. It's just, oh my god, everything was just so intense. Like, even though it just, I can't. I just want the Muse of Nightmares now, and I just want Minya to let Sari go and have her come back to life and just everything happen. I think that's all my thoughts because that's generally everything that I can sort of remember. But I really like this book. It was good. It's just confusing. It was good but confusing. So there's a distinction there. It could still be a nice and really interesting book that kills me. But anyway guys, I hope you liked my review and this makeup that I attempted to do. I actually just painted black lipstick on my face and I just need to get it off. It's like gone dry-ish now. It's gonna be a horror trying to get this off my face, but I will try. But anyway guys, thanks for watching this video and I'll see you later. Bye!